If you don't know Steve Laffey, he's the former mayor of Cranston, Rhode Island, and is currently running as a Republican for the President of the United States. And on the very front of his website, he has listed a thoughtful step-by-step plan to save Social Security. I'm telling you about it because it's the best I've ever seen, and frankly, I think it could work. By the way, why does Social Security need saving? Because it's currently underfunded by a breathtaking $62 trillion. That means we would have to have $62 trillion sitting in a bank account today, earning Treasury rates to deliver on everything that we promised to pay for Social Security over the next 75 years. Alrighty, let's take a look at each step in Laffey's ingenious plan to save Social Security. First, those already collecting Social Security are grandfathered. In other words, if you've already begun to take Social Security, you will continue to do so under the old plan. So no seniors currently taking Social Security will have the rug pulled out from under them by Laffey's proposed plan. Second, those scheduled to collect receive all benefits accrued under the current system. So this should appease all of us who've been paying hundreds of thousands of dollars into the program to this point in our lives. That money won't be lost and will continue to accrue to our benefit over time. Third, no additional benefit accrual. The old system is frozen. The new system, which we're about to discuss, will take its place. Fourth, the FICA tax is gradually phased out, so the old system will be phased out over time as the new one eventually takes its place. You and your employer will no longer be paying 7.65% each for FICA tax. Fifth, adoption of the Personal Security System, PSS. Okay, so here's where the new name for Social Security gets unveiled. It would no longer be called Social Security Income. That system gets phased out over time. It would now be called the Personal Security System. Sixth, workers contribute 10% of pay to PSS accounts. Okay, so this is a pretty big distinction. You no longer have employers paying half and workers paying half. The full brunt of the payment falls squarely on the shoulders of the individual. Perhaps that's why it's called the Personal Security System. We aren't told what percentage of your income is subject to this 10% deduction, so that's definitely a detail I'd be interested in finding out. 7, half of married couples' combined PSS contributions are allocated to each spouse's account. So for example, if a husband makes $100,000 per year and a wife makes $50,000 per year, they'll each have $7,500 per year allocated to their respective PSS accounts. I like it. It feels equitable. 8, government makes matching contributions on behalf of low earners, the disabled, and the unemployed. In other words, for those for whom earning an income is difficult or impossible, the government steps in and makes up the difference. 9, all PSS balances are invested identically by a computer, not Wall Street, and a weighted index of global stocks, bonds, and other traded financial securities. So no wily Wall Street trader will be responsible for the growth of the money in these accounts over time. The growth will be managed by a preconceived formula or algorithm. I feel like I need more details on precisely how this will work, but I like the idea of eliminating human error from the process. 10, the government guarantees at least a zero real after inflation return. No one loses their contributions adjusted for inflation. If you recall, President George W. Bush had a plan to replace Social Security with personal accounts that could be invested in the stock market, but those accounts had the ability to go down with the market, which is problematic for the elderly on a fixed income who can't afford to lose money. This approach guarantees that your income will always keep up with inflation. 11, between 57 and 67, each birth cohort's PSS balances are used to purchase Treasury inflation protected securities. TIPS. Okay, here's what you need to know about TIPS. TIPS are a type of Treasury bond that is indexed to an inflationary gauge to protect investors from decline in the purchasing power of their money. The principal value of TIPS rises as inflation rises, while the interest payment varies with the adjusted principal value of the bond. The principal amount is protected since investors will never receive less than the originally invested principal. 12, each cohort's TIPS assets are used to pay cohort members inflation index life annuities that begin at 62 and are fully phased in by 67. Your PSS annuities are based solely on your accumulated PSS contributions. So similar to Social Security, your PSS payments are linked to the amount of money you accumulated in your account prior to you drawing income. 13, die before 67. Your heirs inherit all PSS balances not yet converted to TIPS. Okay, so unlike Social Security, should you die before 67, that 10% of your paycheck that went to fund your PSS account gets earmarked for your heirs. Okay, here's why Steve Laffey thinks his PSS system is worthy of consideration. The PSS is fully funded, progressive, Fair to non-working or lower earning spouses provides all participants the same annual returns on their PSS balances, is run by a single laptop, no commissions, fees, spreads to Wall Street, provides inflation-protected benefits that continue as long as you live, as a modern version of Social Security, maintains current disability system, will include real annuities paid to survivors of deceased workers, phases out our outrageously complex and insolvent $62 trillion in the red current Social Security system. So here are my thoughts on Steve Laffey's proposal. First of all, the fact that he's made a proposal instantly sets himself apart from all other presidential contenders. None of the other candidates or potential candidates have deigned to provide a proposal. Not Joe Biden, not Donald Trump, not Ron DeSantis. Steve Laffey is to be commended for tackling such a politically thorny issue. At the same time, however, there seem to be a lot of guarantees in this proposal that are backstopped by the federal government. It isn't clear how all of those guarantees are going to be underwritten, so that, of course, gives me some pause. Overall, however, I like the broad strokes of his plan. I like that it incorporates growing contributions in a diversified, market-funded account, and I like the use of annuities to sustain those guaranteed inflation-adjusted lifetime streams of income. And above all, I applaud the courage Steve Laffey has shown in creating a proposal for an issue that has long been politically divisive and frankly radioactive. Lastly, I love that this plan has been endorsed by the likes of Dr. Larry Kotlikoff out of Boston University, an award-winning economist who appeared in my movie, The Power of Zero, The Tax Train is Coming, as well as on my Power of Zero podcast. If you would like some help planning your retirement and shielding it from the impact of higher taxes, be sure to check out my tax-free toolkit. You can download it for free at taxfreetoolkit.com. If you're a financial professional and want to learn how to become a certified Power of Zero advisor, head on over to powerzero.com and opt into my free 3-part video series. By the way, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them into the comment section below. I respond to every single one of them personally. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the bell so you never miss a video. This is David McKnight. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.